He's definitely on something. I didn't know what it was, but my eye, like Cam said, got past the eye test. From when he went like this to Mike Tyson, and Mike Tyson looked at him like this.
Look good, bro. Thank you. You been eating bricks?
Drug test.
What do you do?
I will do a
what do you do?
drug test.
What do you do?
I drink and I smoke weed, and so has the majority of this room. I'm real. I'm like this.
What a fight. What a show. What an event.
You know, this was billed as the rubber match between Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. Fight number 7. After this,
Did he do enough? 3 knockdowns. Usually does the trick.
That's too much, son. And
so here we go again. Welcome back to the Dark Times channel. And before I get started, make sure you guys go ahead and hit that like button for me. And if you're not new to the channel and you enjoy the content so far on this channel, make sure you guys go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me as well. And so let's go ahead and get into it. As everybody knows by now, superstar boxer Ryan Garcia, who recently defeated undefeated Devin Haney in pound for pound, one of the best boxers in boxing, has been outed for steroids, has been outed for being on the sauce.
Because it was juice, baby. You had the juice, baby. I'm talking OJ, baby. Devin Haney's still undefeated. You can't cheat. Come on, bitch. Cheat? I like you, Ryan. Tell me, who coached you in this, Ryan? Please give us. You had to have some type of coaching in this. This is going to be a very hard pill to swallow, Ryan. So don't try to swallow this pill by yourself. Let everybody in. What happened?
And so I'm with Zab Judah all the way. This is a bad look, not just for boxing, but for Ryan Garcia himself. Ryan Garcia, the man. This is a bad look. This is something that goes against the warrior code. When you got 2 gladiators stepping in the ring, trying to make a fight as fair as they can possibly make it. Both fighters agree on a certain weight, which Ryan didn't stick to. He came in 3 pounds heavier, but it is what it is. Haney took the fight anyway. Being the warrior and the true champion that he is, he said, you know what, 3 pounds heavier, whatever. I'm still gonna get in this ring and I'm still gonna try to give you this work. But then now we find out that Garcia was not only on one kind of PED, but was on 2 PEDs. The Drug Testing Commission found 2 different types of steroids, or 2 different types of performance-enhancing drugs in Ryan Garcia's system. And I want y'all to listen to George Kambosos, and this is somebody who fought Devin Haney. And I have a lot of respect for Kambosos because he's somebody, when he got the belts, he kept his word. He fought Devin Haney. And a lot of people thought that he shouldn't have taken that fight because they knew the inevitable was going to happen. That he was going to have to give up them belts because Devin Haney was the better fighter. But all credit to Kambosos, he made the fight happen. Took a while, but nevertheless, he made it happen. And he stuck to his word. And Devin Haney gave him his rematch. And so I got a lot of respect for a fighter and a warrior like Kambosos. But check it out and take a listen to what he had to say.
What Ryan did, is this how much does this go against the fighter's code, fighter to fighter?
Look, you know, for me, I'm a warrior. You know, I'm always prepared for whatever in that ring. You know, do or die, kill or be killed. But when you start to play games where you come in heavy, all right, you know, he did that. You know, it is what it is. Obviously, Devin's usually got the advantage being the bigger guy, but Ryan tried to twist it on them and do the same and try to be bigger. But then when you start to add cheating and enhancements, that is just, yeah, it's not a good look for the sport. But as a fighter, as a warrior who's ready to risk their life, you know, that's criminal. That's criminal. And again, Haney's got a great team, and I'm sure the next steps are going to be legal and every bit of you know, attack back to Ryan, because it's a bad move.
And so absolutely, it's a bad look. It's a sucker move. When you got 2 fighters of this caliber, you got a fight of this magnitude, somebody that's undefeated, undisputed, and you're going to try to take it away. You're going to try to take those belts. You're going to try to strip him of his undefeated record by cheating. Yeah, that's a bad look. That's a sucker move. And people will say what they want about Floyd Mayweather, but there's a reason why Floyd Mayweather wanted Olympic drug testing when it came to the Manny Pacquiao fight. People can say what they want about Floyd Mayweather, talking about he's dumb, he can't read, this and that. No, Floyd Mayweather is a genius when it comes to the sport of boxing. And not just inside of the ring, but also outside of the ring, where it still counts. Especially outside of the ring. Same thing when it came to the Marcus Maidana fight. Making sure those gloves were being checked.
Business 1,000 other times. I just want to do good business, you know what I'm saying? You know, it comes down to the two fighters. And like I said before, we don't want to do, you know, I respect you. All I want to do is just do good business. That's all I want to do.
Those were the other ones.
If a motherfucker can beat me, he got to earn it the hard way. I don't need to be cutting no corners trying to cheat, because I ain't never tried to cheat to beat nobody. I ain't said that. And I'm not pointing no finger, but I know you're the trainer. So, as the CEO of my company, and as one of my close friends, if it's something that's not right, you're doing your job to address it. Because once again, this is Mayweather Promotions.
Yeah.
So, I want to treat him fair, though. I want to treat him fair, because we are the A side. You know what I'm saying? We want to treat him fair, though. And I believe in everybody should be treated fair. But one thing we're not going to do, we're not going to put no slick shit.
Yeah.
That's what we're not going to do. And we're not going to put no bullshit on them.
Right, of course. See, there's no padding.
I can tell you right now.
It's a regular everlasting.
I can tell you right now. I can tell you right now. I can tell you right now. No.
Yeah, no, I told him.
I know. I done fought. Look, you can feel my knuckle right here. I done fought this. I done fought 1,009. Ain't fucking padding in the fucking glove. Look at. You can tell. Look at this. You can tell. This motherfucker already like broken in. Come on, man. This fucking glove. Look at this shit.
They're not the same brand.
Listen, we don't care about the brand. The glove was the same. But it's just
Catching the little details. That's what it takes to be a professional in the ring and outside of the ring. It's more than just getting inside of the ring and trying to let somebody beat your head in or trying to beat somebody else's head in. It's a lot more to it than that. And I'll say this in response to one of the comments in one of my previous videos that I did a few days ago in regards to the Bill Haney and Floyd Mayweather feud. I don't have the comments pulled up right now, but off the top of my head, it was one user in particular. He made a comment about, it was a long comment too, mind you. I read it all too. I just don't have time to pull it up right now, but the gist of it was that Bill Haney and Floyd Mayweather were beefing because Floyd Mayweather wanted Devin Haney signed under him. And Devin Haney didn't want to do it. Devin Haney wanted to be his own boss. Bill Haney wanted to be his own boss. And respect. Nothing but respect for that decision. But I'll say this. This is why there's advantages to having somebody like Floyd Mayweather on your side, on your team, giving you the game, giving you the advice that you need to not only get on top, but to stay on top, to make sure there's no sucker moves being pulled. Now, I'm not saying he should have signed to Floyd Mayweather, but I guarantee you if he was signed under Floyd Mayweather, something like this would have never happened. Floyd Mayweather would have told him, pull out of the fight. As soon as Ryan Garcia was 3 pounds over, he would have said, pull out of the fight. We don't need the money that bad. We're not starving. We can hold on to these belts, hold on to that undefeated record. There's some sucker stuff going on here. Something don't smell right. Let's pull out and live to fight another day. But somebody who's just thinking about the money, and I'm not saying this is the case with Bill Haney. I'm not saying this is the case with any of them. But if you're not thinking about the bigger picture, it's easy to go ahead and take that fight. And that's why I say it would have been good for somebody like Haney to have Floyd Mayweather in their corner. Because no matter what he does now, no matter what Haney does now, even if there's a rematch, and there's got to be a rematch. If I'm Haney, I don't care what happened before. Steroids, performance enhancers, be damned. We got to do it again. We got to run it back. I got to get in that ring with you. Because nobody, especially the Ryan Garcia fans, and there's a lot of them, nobody's going to look at Devin Haney as undefeated. Everybody is going to still judge that fight with their eyes. They're still going to see Devin Haney getting dropped 3 times. They're not going to take the 3 pounds into consideration. They're not going to take the 2 different types of performance-enhancing drugs into consideration. Everybody's going to view that fight the way they saw it. And Shannon Sharp on his podcast last night, Him and Gilbert Arenas and Ocho Cinco alluded to that same fact.
Bad news for you, bro. Ryan Garcia tested positive for a PED. According to multiple reports, Garcia has tested positive for performance-enhancing drug, Steroid, related to boxing upset over Devin Haney 10 days ago. So what it does is that while you're losing weight, your muscle stays up, because as you lose weight, you lose muscle. Mm-hmm. But what this drug allows you to do to lose weight, keep your muscle. If you keep your muscle, you keep your strength.
So okay, I'm curious. When it comes to Nevada testing, I'm not familiar with it. I'm not familiar with that much. If I'm not mistaken, when you have a boxing match, you get tested before the fight. Yeah. You get tested after the fight.
Correct.
So at what point did they figure out he was positive? Was it before the fight or was it after the fight? Because if they knew he tested positive before the fight, why in the hell they let him get in the ring any goddamn way, knowing that there was an issue?
And you can tell Ocho Cinco and Gilbert Arenas don't know anything when it comes to combat sports. This is how it works. Tickets have been paid for. Hotel rooms have been booked and paid for. Flights have been booked. And so when it comes to the testing, they keep the test. They keep two tests. They have an A sample, they have a B sample, and then the results are revealed after the fight. There's too much at stake to go ahead and test the samples and reveal the samples before the fight, especially days before the fight. There's too much at stake. We're talking about pay-per-view, like I said, hotel rooms, flights, etc. And so that's not the way it works. And on the flip side of that, if somebody is caught, boxing and combat sports in general have some of the harshest penalties. We're talking about year-long suspensions. Just ask Tyson Fury when he got caught cheating and blamed it on eating wild boar that he paid some farmer $20,000 allegedly to say that he did, and never actually paid the farmer. That's why the farmer actually wound up suing him. And so these are the kind of things that go on in combat sports, which is why I said this is why you need experience in your corner, somebody like Floyd Mayweather.
What's up, everybody? I came on here to address this bull fucking shit claim that I cheated.
Lies. Yep.
Everybody knows that I don't cheat. What can I say? You know, why didn't they come out with this before, you know, the fight? If they found it before, why would they let me step into the ring as a cheater and then come out with the victory and then they post this, you know? Again, these are people that are trying to attack me for whatever reason, but no weapon against me shall prosper. I never taken a steroid. I don't even know where to get steroids at the end of the day. I barely, you know, take supplements. They're saying it's coming from the ashwagandha. That's fucking retarded. So, lies. Big lies.
Man, if they don't get a Dollar Tree Patrick Mahomes out that video.
Who is that?
I don't know who that was. It looked like Dollar Tree Patrick Mahomes.
Dollar Tree.
Man, I don't know.
Listen, you got to know. You got to know what you're putting in your body, though. You got to know what you're putting in your body, you know. And obviously, if you weren't taking anything at all, then it wouldn't come up in the samples at all.
Well, he tested positive for another. His A sample also tested positive for another drug, Ocho.
What he did now?
He had 2 drugs in his system. What you mean? What he do?
So he had
man, dog.
My question is this: what fighter has ever tested positive before the fight and actually fought?
And this is why I made that statement earlier. You can tell Gilbert Arenas doesn't follow combat sports at all, because damn near every single fighter that's been busted for PED use, it's always come after the fight for the reasons I explained earlier. That's just basic common knowledge. Damn near every single fighter, I don't care if it's John Jones, Tyson Fury, almost every single fighter that's been busted has been busted after the fight. There's too much at stake.
Has that even actually ever happened?
I don't know.
Because everybody that gets caught, they get caught before the fight, and that stops the fight from happening.
Right.
And so this is the very first time that someone was positive but fought. Now, the drugs he's on is to lose weight, but
keep your muscle.
Keep the muscle. Because normally when you lose weight, it starts to cannibalize because you feel weak, you can't live.
It depletes your body
because you drop it. Because I think if I'm looking at him, Ocho, he looks like he probably walks around at about 160, maybe 165.
No, yeah.
Now to drop down to 140, that's a lot.
Yeah.
So
and then you're able to rehydrate right before the fight.
Right.
After you weigh in.
It's not like he gained strength or gained muscle.
But here's the thing. While you're dieting, you keep the muscle strength. So your muscles or your body don't cannibalize itself. Because see, as you start to lose weight, when you lose weight, you start to lose muscle. So
technically, right? The cheat is to have someone who's stronger than you lose 20-something pounds. That's the real cheat here, right?
No, the real cheat is you, Gilbert. Being allowed to be on a podcast to talk about something you know absolutely nothing about. That's the real cheat. That's the real hustle right here. He has no idea what he's talking about. And Shannon Sharpe is about to check him a little bit because boxing doesn't work like that. Usually, somebody Ryan Garcia size that walks around at about 160, 165, you should be fighting at least 147 because even 20 pounds or so is a lot to lose. That's a lot to lose. But Ryan Garcia doesn't want to go up. He don't want to fight the likes of a Bud Crawford. He don't want to do that. He don't have the heart for that, as we can all see. He don't have the skill for that, as we can all see. He's somebody that has to cheat all the way around. And so Gilbert Arenas doesn't know what he's talking about.
Well, because here's the thing.
I'm like, well, this is how much I weigh. You got to get on down here, lose all your muscle to fight me. Obviously, that's a really big disadvantage to you.
Yes. Well, here's the thing. If you want, but see, he doesn't really want to fight in that 154 because that's them dogs.
Nah, you don't want none of that.
As you go up in weight, they hit harder.
Oh, yeah.
So 130, 135 is one thing. You go to 140, that's something else. 147, 154,
he don't want to do that.
160, 168.
He don't want nothing at 147. He don't want nothing at 154.
No. So that's the thing. He's like, well, you know what? I'm 160. Let me get down to 140. I can rehydrate. He gonna be 155 at the night of the fight.
And that's why Floyd Mayweather, who, by the way, manages Tank Davis, somebody who defeated Ryan Garcia, TKO'd Ryan Garcia. Floyd Mayweather had him put in a rehydration clause, saying that Ryan Garcia couldn't balloon up the day of the fight like he likes to do. I believe the most that Garcia could come in at was like 147, 148 or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm wrong, somebody go ahead and correct me in the comment section. You're talking about two skilled fighters, two highly skilled fighters, and one of them is coming in weighing 10 to 15 to 20 pounds heavier than the other fighter. That's an advantage. You might as well be fighting at a completely different weight class.
Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy how that works.
But, you know, with David Haney, at the end of the day, no one's going to be on your side here, right?
No.
We watch you get whooped. So the best thing that happens is he tests positive and you get a rematch. Because if you do not get a rematch.
No, they're going to suspend him. If it's positive, they're going to suspend him, Gil.
If he doesn't get, but if Devin doesn't get this rematch, no one is really going to give him this win.
And so finally, Gilbert Arenas said something that was actually smart, something that actually made sense. The only thing that I actually agreed with him on. Devin's got to get that rematch. Not just for the fans, not just for the money, but for himself. And trust me, after hearing this, Devin wants that rematch. Devin wants that rematch more than anybody. And if I had to put money on it, I would put it on Devin. There's nothing more dangerous than a fighter coming back to a ring to avenge a fight that he was cheated on, to avenge the fight that somebody took steroids or did something to try to gain advantage. There's nothing more dangerous than a fighter like that. Just ask Miguel Cotto when Margarito plastered his gloves and was tearing up Cotto, tore up his face.
Widely known in the boxing community, people whisper and talk and say publicly, Miguel Cotto doesn't want to make any excuses. Privately, he's furious because he believes that Antonio Margarito used illegal raps against him in their fight. Can you address that?
The only people who can tell you if they use it or not is him or any member of his team. I just carry my defeat like a man the whole way.
Have you ever asked him?
I don't have to ask him. A lot of people asked him, and he said no.
That Cotto Margarito fight too, that was personal. And that was something that everybody was highly anticipating. Knowing what they knew, knowing what transpired after that fight, and Margarito being exposed for being a cheat and using plaster in his gloves, everybody wanted to see Margarito get that work.
More of this because Cotto's beating Margarito up, or just stop it right now?
I don't think they want to stop the fight. They want to see Cotto.
They want to see it
go the
suffer.
way. Yeah. Right now that bionic eye is closed. Oh! Snapped his head back with a nice stiff jab. Cotto fighting the perfect fight.
When you should, he never did that.
And I think that's going to be the same situation with Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. But that's if Ryan Garcia even wants to get back in the ring, or at least get back in the ring to try to win a belt. If I had to put money on it, I would bet that Ryan Garcia gets suspended for a year, and I don't believe Ryan Garcia is going to try to fight professional anymore. Because he can't go up. He's been exposed. He doesn't believe in his skill set, because if he did, he wouldn't have had to cheat. And so what's he going to do? He's going to go up and fight Canelo? He's going to go up and fight Bud Crawford? Enos? I don't think so. I think that's a wrap. If I had to guess, the next fight that we see Garcia in, if he does fight again, he's going to fight somebody like a Logan Paul or one of the Paul brothers, somebody like that. Maybe fight somewhere in Japan, something like that. He's going to be a YouTuber. And that's all people really respected him as anyway, a YouTube fighter. But kudos to him. He's managed to build his brand and market himself on social media as a great boxing legend. And so the legend continues. I think most of his fans, or the majority of his fans, are going to continue to support him and continue to believe him no matter what. And I think he's going to parlay it into an exhibition career, an exhibition boxing career, a very lucrative one at that. Who wouldn't want to see Jake Paul or one of the Paul brothers go up against a Ryan Garcia? That's a $50 million fight right there. And as we all know, he's not in it for the belts, because if he was, he would have came in at the correct weight. He didn't care nothing about those belts. He wanted to get his money and get out. And who knows how much money he actually put on himself when it comes to gambling. He could have made well over $50 million on this last fight. He wasn't betting to win, not technically win. He was betting to knock Haney out. He was betting to win the fight by any means necessary, knowing those drug or those doping results were going to come in the way they did. He didn't care. He was trying to get the bag. And I hope the Haney team takes legal action, because they need to make an example out of Ryan Garcia. This is not something you play with. Guys on this level are warriors and spent their entire lives to get to the point where they are right now. And the majority of them, not all of them, but the majority of them do it for the belts. They do it to be a champion. They do it for the legacy, not just the money. And so when you have individuals like Ryan Garcia strictly doing it for the money, strictly doing it for the clout, that sets a bad precedent. And we need to be able to separate exhibition boxing from championship boxing. And so hopefully the Haney team can take some kind of legal action and make an example out of this situation. But that's all I had on this particular video, but definitely go ahead and chime in below. Let me know how y'all feel about this one, and I'll try to be active in there as I usually am. And as usual, peace and chaos.